Hey yo guys, what's up and welcome back to Toe Tags Metal Reviews, and today we're getting our final review of Winterbane from Frozen Crown. Alright, so Frozen Crown dropped this album last week. We spent the entire week listening to it on full rotation as much as we possibly can. And I think I want to hand the floor to TV Fish because I'm curious. We haven't really talked much about it this week other than a few things here and there, but let's hear it. Hit us with it.
I thought this was a pretty good album throughout listening to it for the entire week. And I felt that there were kind of three pillars, or three really big moments that were my favorite tracks. And that came at the beginning, the middle, and the end.
Okay.
Being the first track, Embrace the Night, the fifth track, Crown Eternal, and the last track, Blood on the Snow. So I think Embrace the Night does a really good job at preparing you for what is in the album.
I have a note exactly like that.
Everything except pretty much the harsh vocals is in that song. Like everything that you see throughout the album. So I think it's a really good song for getting you ready for what you're going to experience.
Definitely.
So I think in terms of placement, it's in the perfect spot. And I mean, the energy's good. Overall, it's an enjoyable song. It's a song that I liked listening to throughout the entire week. Crown Eternal is when things start to change a little bit. You get that harsh vocal in there a little. It's just a lot more intense, which kind of throws you off a little bit because you listen to the few tracks between Embrace the Night and that, and they don't really sound like that, so it's kind of weird to see that this kind of changes, but it's not really an issue. I don't really have a problem with that. And Blood on the Snow, honestly, for me, is like the giant climax of the album, and it makes sense. It's the big, long, last song. Mm-hmm. So that song pretty much has everything from Crown Eternal in it, but just multiplied, just amped way up, and I think it is, an even stronger song that way. I'd probably say Blood on the Snow is my favorite track out of those three, but it's interesting because I felt that some songs had some good moments and some moments that I was kind of a little iffy on that balanced them out to a degree.
I can see that.
An example being Angel in Disguise. I really liked some of the grooves in this song, but I really loved the sound of the pre-chorus. Mm-hmm. I really loved that melody, but I just cannot enjoy the chorus of that song. Every time I hear it, I'm just like, okay, I was wanting the pre-chorus to lead to something better. I feel like the reason I kind of feel iffy on this chorus is because of how much I like the pre-chorus, which is right before that. It makes me think it's setting up for something sick, and then kind of doesn't. Mm-hmm. But, one thing I said last week that I kind of started to flip on, thinking about it now, is that, the first half was kind of one thing and the second half was a lot stronger. Like, that's how I felt last week. And I kind of feel the opposite now, where the song, all the songs in the first half are generally good songs or better. Whereas in the second half, if you're going to subtract the Nightcrawler cover, which we are doing for the purposes of this review, mm-hmm. because it's not an original song, you have Crown Eternal, and then Angels in Disguise, the Water Dancer, and then the Interlude, and then Blood on the Snow. So really, the only two tracks that were really super strong out of that second half, and you might not even count Crown Eternal because it's the exact middle, would really be Blood on the Snow in that case. Because the Water Dancer, I just kind of felt like, I don't know. I just wasn't really feeling it that much, but it's not bad. I never put that song on and disliked it. I just felt kind of just neutral on it. But the first half, I found myself enjoying more.
Yeah, I do agree with a lot of the things you said. Embrace the Night is a great intro track. It really does a good job setting the atmosphere of the album, the pacing and all that stuff. I really love the guitar work on this album throughout, but that song, especially the intro in the beginning, is a highlight for me. The tone, just the riffing, all that stuff is really good. I'm going to skip right to the very end of the album, Blood on the Snow. This is a song in our first impressions that I did really like, and I thought this is a great song. It's long and epic. But throughout listening to this song throughout the week, I felt like I was losing interest in the third and fourth act of the song. I don't know why, but when it was just on, I would enjoy it. It was okay. When I tried to focus on it and really try to analyze it, I would get through half the song, and then for some reason I would just my mind would start wandering into some other place, and then I would go, oh wait, the song's over. I forgot to pay attention to the second half. And that kept happening to me. I would put it on deliberately to pay attention to the whole thing and really, really pay attention, and I kept losing focus. That's not a me thing, that's a song thing. So I have to fault it for that a little bit. I'm not exactly sure what it was that was losing my attention. Could have been whatever, but it just was losing me.
I think I might see where you're coming from there in the regards that song has a lot to it. There are a lot of different things and a lot of different sections going on.
Yeah.
So you get to like halfway through and later in the song and you get to the point where it's like, I don't even know what's going on anymore because there's so many different things happening.
Yeah. One more thing I'll agree with is the chorus in Angels in Disguise is a little bit lackluster, I'm going to say. But it's not that it's a bad chorus, it's just that compared to some of the other choruses, it doesn't feel like it's up to par. Because some of the choruses on this album are really catchy and were getting stuck in my head. I want to talk about a few tracks. I got a lot of notes, but I don't want to spend too much time. So let's talk about Far Beyond, track number 3 first. More great guitar playing. I really love the kick patterns that the drummer does because he does these like gallop style beats that bleed into these like 16th note like sessions of, you know, just blasting double bass. And he goes back and forth doing this kind of stuff. He plays with that a lot, not just on this track but throughout the album. And I really like that. It's a good way to kind of break up the pace of the songs and not have the whole album sound like it's like one stale thing. Like a lot of bands tend to have like very similar beats throughout their songs. These breaking up the patterns of the bass really, I think, helps give each song their personality. I also like in Far Beyond the dueling aspect to the solos, which happens again throughout the album, but in this song specifically, I felt like it harkens back to like some old Priest or Maiden, which is definitely, you can tell, is influence of this band, not just because they covered Nightcrawler. You can hear it in just the style that they play and the fact that they have dueling guitars. At least that's the perspective that I get from it. Water Dancer. I'm surprised you don't like that song, really. It's
not like I dislike it, but it's just like didn't really feel special to me, and I was just kind of just, you know, somewhat neutral, I guess.
It's another one of the songs that has a similar thing where he's doing, you know, triplets on the double bass that bleed into 16th notes. Just, I don't know what you call it. I mean, it's just like straight 16th notes. I'm not sure what this phrase
playing
is.
16th notes.
Yeah, but they're not triplets or anything like that. But it's kind of like it's kind of a folk sounding song, at least at the beginning.
It is.
It's got a very folk aspect to it, and I feel like that alone makes it stand out and gives it character and personality on the album, and it makes it stand out on the album compared to the other songs, which is always something I'm looking for when I'm rating albums, something that stands out, something that shines a little bit. I feel like that song does a good job. There's also great vocals on that track. Again, great vocals throughout the album. There's a lot of things that are throughout this album, 2 thumbs up for me. But let's talk about the cream of the crop, okay? Crown Eternal. Dude, this is a special song. I feel like this song shines far above anything else on this album. Not that the rest of the songs are bad, this song is just something special to me. And I give most of the credit to the vocals. The lead singer, the female lead singer, I don't know how to pronounce her name, so I'm not going to try, but she also goes by Jade. So let's call her Jade. And the male singer is either Federico or Federico. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong. I'm probably pronouncing it wrong. I'm very sorry. But both of them, I fucking love their voices. Both of them, I just love their tones. So beautiful.
They contrast really well together.
They contrast well, and they harmonize so well. The male singer, though, I wish I heard him more. He makes, I think, 3 appearances on this song, and they're all really good, but I just want to hear more of it. Their harmonies are good, but the last time he makes an appearance, which is right near the end, I don't know what the note he hits is, but he hits a very beautiful note. I'm like, yes, I can listen to this all day. The phrasing, the timing, the cadences of their voices just really do it for me. Also, one interesting thing, and I could be wrong about this because I'm not the best at timing and things like that, but I believe when the song starts, the singer comes in on an offbeat, which sounds odd at first. It sounds almost like it's wrong in a way, but I got used to it very fast and started to love it. Like
yeah, that is pretty
here
cool.
We are. This is it. Like it just, I don't know, something about it.
Literally, here I am.
Here I am. Yeah, that's exactly the first lyric.
That's what she says.
It's just the song really is good. The chorus of this song is one of the choruses I was talking about, which is really catchy, got stuck in my head. Because, again, you have this beautiful voice singing on top of, again, the 16th note double bass, which, again, these are reoccurring things, but it doesn't sound like it's just happening all the time, which is actually really good to me. Because sometimes you hear stuff on albums and it just happens all the time. You're like, oh, why are they doing this again? Why are they doing this again? It doesn't feel like that on here to me. It feels like it's well placed, well constructed, well put together.
Well, I can certainly agree that is like a super duper strong song.
Yeah, it's a strong song, and I feel like there's a few strong songs on this album, like I was just talking about. If I had to pick weak songs, Angels in Disguise is probably one of the weaker songs. Toward the Sun, the second track, is also not bad. It's decent, but it feels a bit safe. I wish the guitar solos were a little bit more robust. I know they have the talent to do it. I just don't understand why they don't. Obviously, it's a creative choice or design choice or whatever, but it just didn't really do it for me in the solo section. It would have made the song a lot better for me if it did. But again, that's personal preference. Tales of the Forest, the interlude track, I feel like did a great job at what it is. Nothing much more you can say about it. But yeah, thoroughly, I think I enjoyed this album quite a lot listening to it throughout the week.
So, well, with that being said, let's rate it. What do you give Winterbane?
Well, I tossed around a few different scores in my head as I was considering my rating for this album. And at the end of the day, at the end of the week I should say, I feel like this album does enough for me to warrant a toe tag. So it's going to get a toe tag. Based merely on the fact that I enjoyed the whole thing quite thoroughly. And I mean, I have notes about every song that make each song stand out. That tells me that each song has got character and it's got, you know, some style and things that appeal to me. And there wasn't a lot that I didn't like at all. So I feel like it's a strong album. I feel like it's worthy of a toe tag.
Alright, as for myself, I felt this album was pretty strong and I did enjoy it throughout the week. However, I do feel like there were some moments that kind of just slipped away from me, and I got to a point where I kind of just wanted to hear a little pocket of songs that I ended up liking. So it's unfortunately not going to get a toe tag for me, but it's going to get a 6.5. I do think this is a strong album, and it's still worth listening to. Do not let the non-toe tag from me deter you from listening to it, because I did enjoy this album throughout the week.
Yeah, definitely, guys. Give it a chance. Check it out. Let us know in the comments below what you think of it. And, I mean, if I have to recommend one song, I think we could both agree Crown Eternal is the highlight. But you know what? That song might not be for everybody. So check out the whole album. There might be something on there that you like. And, yeah, I think that's it for our review. Toe tag for me. A 6.5 from Bozo over here. I'm kidding, of course. Respectable scores still. But yeah, that's it, guys. Like the video if you liked it. Subscribe if you guys are new to the channel. I'm Vile Self.
I'm TV Fish.
I'll see you guys on the next one. Keep those heads banging.